Hello, today I would like to talk to you about the possible influences of the major transits around the zodiac according to that sign, that first sign of the zodiac, Aries. Aries is a fire sign, that's why it is drawn here in red. And there is the second fire sign, Leo, and the third fire sign, Sagittarius. And it is that third fire sign that is going to be very important for Aries-born people in 2019. Why? Simply because Jupiter will transit through that sign until the 3rd of December 2019, and the transit begins on the 8th of November 2018. So Jupiter will transit for about 13 months in Sagittarius. Now, Sagittarius being a fire sign, it is, of course, complementary, or is well-oriented toward Aries, because all fire signs are complemented and are friends, like, you know. So Leos will also be well affected by Jupiter. But now, right now, we're talking about Aries. So we'll talk about Leos a bit later. Now, in another video. So Jupiter in Sagittarius is very strong because it is its sign of rulership. We say in astrology that Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius, a bit like the sun in summer. Now, it is much stronger. And in the northern hemisphere of the world, the sun is stronger in summer, which is between the 23rd of July until the 23rd of August. And that's when the sun is very strong. So it is the same for Jupiter, it is the same for other planets. All planets have a sign of rulership. Anyway, Jupiter will have a positive effect on the life of Aries, Sagittarius of course, but Aries, now we're talking about Aries, Aries-born people, or if you were born with Aries as your rising sign or ascendant sign, which is, you know, worked out according to your time of birth, as you may know, then you will also be well, favored by the transit of Jupiter. Jupiter represents evolution, progress, success. This is what may be waiting for you in 2019. This is perhaps what you are going to enjoy in 2019. Of course, it will depend on what you will on what you are going to do to achieve what you want to achieve and reach the top that you want to reach. But Jupiter will help you. Jupiter is very strong, so it will push you forward and upwards as well, so that you can reach heights that you may have not reached for a long time. And that may be even stronger because the planet Uranus is in Aries at the moment. It will be in Aries from the 8th of November, which is interesting because that's when that's 2018, of course. That's interesting because that's the day when Jupiter enters the sign Sagittarius. So because Uranus is in Aries from the 8th of November 2018, it's going to be in in good relationship with Jupiter. And Uranus represents changes, drastic changes. Well, Aries have been affected by the transit of Uranus since 2011, when that planet in March entered that sign, Aries. And it has remained in Aries for about 7 years. It has entered into Taurus on the 15th of May 2018, but due to a retrograde motion, it is now going to move back into Aries, which it will enter again on the 8th of November. And that transit in Aries, that last bit of transit in Aries, will last until the 6th of March 2019. And then Uranus will enter into Taurus and will not go back into Aries for another 77 years until that planet comes back into Aries. It will take 77 years because that planet takes 84 years to go around the zodiac. So, from the 8th of November 2018, of course, until the 6th of March 2019, we can say that Jupiter and Uranus will cooperate to help Aries people change what they want to change, to help them also benefit from opportunities that may arise in their lives, and that may affect their life in a way that has never been seen before, because that orientation of Jupiter has not been such since about 2007, when Jupiter transited the sign Sagittarius last time. It takes 12 years for Jupiter to go around the zodiac. So from the end of 2006 until virtually the end of 2007, Jupiter was in Sagittarius. But in 2007, Uranus was not in Aries. It was in Pisces, here. So the influence was really different. And the changes that may have occurred then were probably not as good as you, if you're Aries, if you were born under that sign, as you may have wanted them to be. So, since Uranus is in Aries, many changes have happened in the lives of these people born under that sign. Many drastic changes, many changes that were really unexpected and unexpectable, but they did happen. And now, according to what you've done, of course, to adjust and perhaps also to benefit from these changes, then Jupiter will come as the bringer of the reward. Now, what sort of reward are you going to get? I don't know, because I don't know how the overall of your chart is oriented, of course. But I would say that for most people born under that sign, Aries, what they've been expecting or waiting for, and also what they've been working for perhaps the last 7 years, trying to adjust to all the changes that may have occurred since 2011, as we said earlier, since March 2011, when that planet Aries, Uranus, entered into that sign. Now, I believe that 2019 could be the year for many, many people born under that sign Aries. And of course, it will also have a beneficial effect on countries or regions or cities that were born under that sign Aries. Like Japan, for example, was born under that sign Aries. Like Germany was born under that sign as well. And other countries around the world, like I think that the UK was born under that sign as well. So they will probably experience a growth economically and in other ways. But for the individual, people born under that sign, of course, Jupiter will have a very incentive-like effect and very motivating effect, and a very positive motivating effect. So if you have good motivation, positive motivation, of course you will progress in life much better, and you will be able to adjust and to adapt, and as well to benefit from the opportunities and to be able to grasp anything good that will come forward to you. Not bad, isn't it? But Jupiter is not the only planet that will affect the lives of people born under Aries. There is also Saturn and Pluto. These two planets will join or just about nearly join in Capricorn. The near conjunction will happen in end of April. On the 30th of April, if we have a look here, on the 1st of May, Pluto will begin a retrograde motion at 23 degrees in Capricorn. Now Saturn will enter in retrograde motion the previous day, on the 30th of April, at 20 degrees in Capricorn. So it's not quite 3 degrees will separate the two planets, which is a conjunction, of course. And what does it mean? Pluto represents what we need to abandon, what we have to accept as far as what we've lost, what's been taken from us, what we have lost or whom we have lost. So, because Pluto represents death, and death is the only way that our self and our spiritual self know to go into another life, to be born again. So Pluto represents regeneration, transformation, and transmutation as well. And Saturn represents the realities of life, and some of the realities of life are not really agreeable and nice, but they're there, and we have to accept that. The fact that Pluto is in Capricorn since 2008, 2009 has affected the lives of many people born under the sign Aries and other signs as well. But I will talk about the other signs in other videos. So Saturn represents hardship. Pluto represents regeneration, transformation, death. If you are able in 2019 to accept what you have lost, perhaps since 2008 or 2009, then you will be able to turn a page of your life and to begin another one, to begin another chapter of your life. And that's regeneration. That's being reborn into a new life or a new environment, in any case, that will not be simple and easy. It may be painful as well, but you will be rewarded if you do what you have to do, if you accept to assume your responsibilities and to make the necessary effort to reach the goals, or to do what you have to do what you are expected to do. And then you will probably have a better image of yourself, and if you think better of yourself, you will do better in life. And in that regard, you will be helped by the influence of Jupiter, as we have just seen. Now, Neptune is in Pisces. Neptune has been in Pisces since 2012, since February 2012. And in Pisces, it is in the sign that precedes Aries. Pisces, Aries. In 2026, Neptune will begin a long 14-year transit in Aries. You have to get prepared for that, because it's a long time, 14 years. And if you are not prepared, if you don't do anything to prepare for that transit, and you have until 2026 to prepare yourself, so it's quite also a long time to be able to do the things that will be needed so that you can adjust to the influence of Neptune and benefit from it rather than being victim of it. How can you be victim of that influence of Neptune? Well, Neptune represents confusion. It also represents connection, the connection that we all have, more or less, of course, with the spiritual dimension, with the astral dimension. So, I believe that when Neptune transits into Aries, some people born under that sign will definitely benefit from the influence by being able to connect to their soul and to their higher self, which will help them, of course, get further in life and higher in life in many ways, because intuition is very necessary. It is like a tool that you use spontaneously to feel what is going to happen, or to feel what a person is that you meet for the first time. But of course, if you have an interest in the relationship, you will probably enter into that relationship, and some months or years later realize that you should have listened to your first intuition. So Neptune in, would say, the 12th house, if you were born with the ascendant or rising sign in Aries, then you have house 12 in Pisces. But even if you were not born with an ascendant or rising sign in Aries, you have what we call the solar 12th house in 12th house in Pisces, because it is the preceding sign. So that would be the first house, the first solar house, where the sun is, because you were born under that sign, Aries, and it is the position of the sun that represents your sign. Then that would be the second house, the third, the fourth, and so on, until the 12th house. The 12th house is the house of intuition. It is the house that connects you with the spiritual world dimension and the astral plan as well. And it is also the house that represents the past. So in the past, there may be a lot of information for you to gather in order to prepare yourself and also to avoid being influenced too much by what you believe rather than by what it is in reality. Reality and belief may be very different. So you have to be aware of that this year, but it will maybe be a lot easier in 2020 than it will be in 2019, because we've seen earlier that Jupiter was going to enhance your ability to progress and to succeed. So it will motivate you and make you feel that you are stronger, that you are better, and that you can succeed and achieve whatever you want to achieve, which is good in a way. But when Jupiter is in Sagittarius, it is not in a positive relationship with Neptune in Pisces, because here we have a fire sign and here we have a water sign. And as you may know, water and fire do not mix very easily. Try and you'll see what happens. So Jupiter will enhance the tendency to believe, and maybe you will have that tendency to believe that will not be in accordance with reality. So try to adjust to that energy of Jupiter, because if you believe too much in yourself or in someone else, if you believe too much that you're going to succeed, whatever happens, because you really want to, because you think that it is your year, and it is now that you can go forward and actually effectively get to the top. Fair enough, you may succeed, but you may also be fooled by yourself, or by someone else, or by the apparent beauty of what you're going to get into, as far as a project or an adventure, an affair, a love affair as well, or a relationship. Be careful, because Neptune will have that tendency to enhance your need to believe. Right? So, belief and reality. Now, Saturn, which is here in Capricorn, will have a beneficial effect on Neptune, which will compensate the energy of Jupiter. If this year, in 2019, you make sure that you don't let your belief be stronger than the reality and blind you from what is real actually, then in 2020, next year, when Jupiter transits into Capricorn, it will have a very beneficial effect with Neptune, and that may help you overcome some of the difficulties linked to that transit of Saturn, Jupiter and Pluto in Capricorn, because Capricorn is a sign that is not in a very positive relationship with the sign Aries, because here we have an earth sign and here a fire sign, and fire and earth don't mix very easily, as well as water and fire. And then what else do we have? We have the transits of Mars. Now, Mars is your planet if you were born under the sign Aries. Mars is, as we say in astrology, the ruler of that sign. And Mars will transit in Aries from 1st of January until 15th of February, for about 6 weeks. Now, that is going to enhance considerably your need and ability to act and react. But it will also make you more impulsive and perhaps more aggressive. And aggressiveness and impulsiveness will eventually lead to mistakes, incidents, diplomatic incidents, but also accidents. So be careful during that time, because the energy of Mars combined with that of Uranus, which will be in Aries at that time, and more especially during the first 2 weeks of February, that energy combined may affect you and may make you so impatient that you will probably run too fast, too quick to where you want to go, and then that will also aggravate the risks of accidents or incidents, error, mistakes, and problems, conflicts with others, and so on. Impatience. Try to control that energy of Mars, which, if it is well controlled, will probably help you make the better decisions, because Mars in Aries will be in beneficial relationship with Jupiter, which is which is interesting. I mean, then the next interesting transit is when Mars transits the sign Leo, and we find it here from the 1st of July until the 19th of August. Then Mars will be in good relationship with Jupiter and in good relationship with Aries, with your sign. Then you may be able to act in a much more efficient and positive manner to get what you want to get, whatever it is. During that time, you will be more convincing to other people. You will be more active and most probably much more efficient, which is what we need in life to succeed, isn't it? And because Jupiter represents the ability to succeed, it will greatly be enhanced by the energy of Mars during that period of time. So, now, Venus. When will Venus transit your sign? Because Venus, when it transits your sign, brings joy, sometimes happiness, luck as well, that you can, of course, benefit from. Now, Venus will transit into Aries from the 21st of April until the 16th of May. 21st of April until the 16th of May. During that time, for about 3 weeks, Venus will be here in your sign, and it will probably help you get, well, satisfaction, maybe in your love life, but in many other ways. If you gamble, for example, you may have more luck, because Jupiter will be in a beneficial also relationship with Venus during that time. So try and do the best and get the best out of that influence of Venus, which is the planet of love and affection, and it also represents the good things of life that will be offered to you for about 3 weeks. It's not a very long time, but what you get during those 3 weeks may last for a much, much longer time. So, good luck. And then you'll have to be a little careful about the retrogradation of Mercury. Take note of the retrogradation of Mercury. I will leave this list on the screen at the end of that video. During the retrogradation of Mercury, you'll have to be careful about what you do if you want to travel, if you have to talk to someone, or if you have a very important appointment or meeting. Anything to do with communication may be slowed down, and you may find yourself in situations, not necessarily difficult situations, but troubling situations, like moments of your life when you don't exactly know what to do, what to say, or what you say, what to do, what you send as well may not reach the goal that you have set yourself in your mind. Like you say something and it's not understood like you understand it yourself. This is the end of that video. Thank you very much for watching. If you are interested in a more personal forecast according to your own birth chart, don't hesitate, visit my website and request a forecast. You'll find all the links necessary there to order that forecast. Thank you very much and have a very happy 2019. Bye for now.